Welcome everybody. Today's video finds us over here in Tamsui, and what we're going to take a look at is a couple different things. We're kind of north of downtown Taipei, probably like 40 minutes or so. You can jump on the metro and come up here, and then I walked about a kilometer up here on the hill, down the pier and over here. And what we're going to take a look at first is we're going to look right behind me. This is the Tamsui Martyr Shrine, and then we'll go up on the hill a little bit more and we'll look at the Hobe Fort, and then we'll come back down and look at the Peace Park, and then I'll show you the river and stuff like that. So anyway, let's go through here. We'll talk a little bit about what we see and enjoy this cold wintry day. So you see the gate here. This is the new Taipei City Martyr Shrine. So this will be martyrs of some of the conflicts that the Republic of China has been involved in. Soldiers, civilians that have died in various conflicts, fighting the communists or the Japanese. And it's kind of a nice little park. It's just over here. Nobody visits this except for the locals. I thought we'd take a quick look at it. Now there's a martyr shrine that's just north of the river, kind of towards the old airport. That's really, really cool. They do the changing of the guard, and there's like 300,000 names recorded there at that shrine. So we'll go through the little gate here. Yeah, really a peaceful area. And like I said, the locals will come over here and do various things. You see the little courtyard here has the Chinese pagodas, and then this is the main hall that will have the tablets, and then that one over there, and this is the gate we came in. So you can see the guy riding the chicken and has the lions and the phoenix and everything else. Yeah, so they have the various things written here, and so people do come here. Maybe they have family members or something that are recorded here. They have the joe sticks and stuff to burn. A lot of the ancestor worship. So that guy there, he has his decorations right there next to his name. You see they have the flags, and over here is like a briefing room of some kind. This looks like just a room here where you could get some additional information. Yeah, has AC so they can talk. Okay, so let's go over to the Hobe Fort. Yeah, you can see it's really well maintained, has nice trees and everything. So the fort is just up the hill about another 200 meters or so from here. Over here, pressure washing to get that moss that grows on the walkway off. I think that's a full-time job. It's so rainy up here. And we got an oldster over here playing some croquet, practicing up for when his buddies show up. And over here, this is the Peace Park. They have some walking trails and stuff, parking down here, so people come over here, park, and walk around. We're not going to spend any time in there today. We're going to go up here to the fort. But it's right here if you wanted to stop here and do some stuff before you went to the fort. That'd be a nice little activity. You can see down in there, it's a nice little green area. And there's quite a bit to it. I don't know how many acres it covers. So the fort entrance is right over here. This will be a pay site. They have parking, and then they have bathrooms and everything here also. So it's $80 to get into this site. That includes a couple other places around. Now this site was completed in 1888, I believe. The French had a dispute over some territory in Vietnam with the Qing Dynasty. So they invaded at Keelung, and then they invaded here also in August of like 1884. And they captured Keelung, but they did not capture the mouth to Taipei. And then they finally withdrew in 1885. And then the Qing Dynasty ordered the construction of this fort after that. And they purchased like 36 of these big, huge Armstrong guns to put inside of here. So let's walk through here and take a look at this. So the walls are 6.5 meters tall. And then they used to have kind of a moat around it also to delay invaders. And this was designed to not be seen. So invading forces out on the ocean wouldn't have seen it, but they still would have been able to fire upon them. Check out the size of those gates. And there used to be more to this complex that's gone. There was a couple armories and stuff, but still what is here is really, really cool. I mean, this is roughly 140 years old. Not super old as far as things go, but still pretty cool to see. So this is the inner courtyard, and they would have had the billets and everything here for the soldiers, and a few more structures there in the middle. So they started restoration work of this in 1991, and you can see the foundations of a couple small buildings that are no longer there. Now they covered the top up here with dirt and vegetation to conceal it, also to absorb like impact of any shells or whatever that were landing here. So they're calling this the lounge. So they have some tables. It had looks like a movie that they would play maybe to educate you a little bit. So you can see the brick up there, big stones, and then these are like firing slits. So last ditch if you had to fight. And then looks like a little mock-up over here. Yeah, so you can see the cannons. This is what it originally looked like. And they had like a C-shaped building there. And then this is the Tamsui area. Kind of maybe the battle that happened with the French. Yeah, the French were pretty active at that time in this area. All right, so let's go into a couple more of these, and then we'll go up there and look at those big cannons. Another one of the rooms here. Not a whole lot to see now, but a lot of work went into building this, that's for sure. Yeah, and then they had, looks like a little bit of the wall right there. Yeah, really a cool place. I like coming to things like this. Let's stick our head in here. It's kind of dark. See what we see. The automatic light. Looks like the wood from the crossbeam is gone. Wonder if this one will come on here. There's nothing really to see in here anyway. Just an empty room, has some fire extinguishers in case these bricks catch on fire. Yeah. So they would have had maybe ammo storage or something down in here. And then a way up onto the walls here. Let's go this way over here. Yeah, so slope, and then they have it to where it would have drained, to where if they would have had to been bringing ammunition up here in the rain, it wouldn't have been quite so slick. So this would have been one of those Maxwell cannons that would have been up here. It would have had a track that would have done like a semicircle so they could move it. And then these are the outer walls here. And I have no idea what the purpose of those are. Observation platform up here. And then now it's just the outer wall there. And then that would have been the moat area. Looks like somebody's over there pulling some bushes. And then if you can't see it now, but over this way is the ocean, and over this way is the Tamsui River, which during high tide, those big warships would have been able to come up here and go all the way to Taipei. Yeah, you can get up and walk around on the walls and stuff. Let's go look at that big gun over there. Yeah, another one of these cannon emplacements. And they had some little holes there for some reason. And it is sloped, so that would have helped a direct hit and would have kind of angled the impact upwards. And these here go down, provide some ventilation and stuff for those billets that are underneath. Yeah, that's the top of the tunnel that we came up at the start. And then the big cannons over here. Yeah, that's the big gun. So you can see the little track that it would have been on. And the guy would have yanked the lanyard to fire it off. Maybe those little notches right there were to store the bullets. They might have had it as the multiple piece where they put the powder in first and then they packed the bullet in the top. I don't know how those operated. We always had a one-piece bullet in the tanks where it just had the brass and the powder was behind the projectile. You just threw it all in there as one piece. But I think in the big old Navy guns, they had them as multiple pieces. Yeah, so that's a rifled Armstrong breech loading gun. Really, really cool. And here's another little lookout position over there. And more of the same here. So that's pretty much everything there was to the fort. All the cannons were around this outside here to defend the mouth of the harbor here. So you see it's 8-inch, 28 tons, 28 caliber. The projectile weighed 95 kilograms. That's a big projectile. Oh yeah, so those are for the bullets. So they would have had the powder and the bullets in two different pieces. I see now. Okay, let's go down and look at the last couple of rooms and we'll have seen the whole fort. There's a couple people wandering around down here, enjoying the old little bit of history. Yeah, looks like another big open hall. You can feel the humidity in here. You can see how the stones and the mortar and everything. So this would have been all part of the reconstruction in '91. Yeah, all these rooms are just open, so they've restored the wood door frames and window frames. Let's see what's in this last one here. You can see they put these drains also to get the moisture away. All right, so they have a movie here showing the old fort. Looks like it's in Chinese. No trampling. All right, our last little look around here in this Hobe Fort. Really a cool little site. Something you could add to your itinerary for up here in Tamsui. This is a place where most tourists don't go, but we're up here today. Down here, this is the whole purpose for that fort. So this is the Tamsui River, and the French landed forces right down there. It's all houses and stuff now, but this would have been kind of an open area. And this was the old wharf, and there's a couple buildings right here that they've restored. And they got something going on. They're setting up over here. They weren't saying a word till I start recording, and now they're babbling on over there. Yeah, so they have this closed with the police going in there for some reason. This is kind of a little free museum with a coffee shop, same as over here. But that's the riverfront. Well, that'll finish up our video over here at this Hobe Fort in Tamsui. This is a cool site. It's, you know, it dates back to the 1880s. It's always interesting to me to come over here and look at military history stuff. And this is a little bit of the history of the region. You know, they built it because of the French that attacked and invaded here. So it was just one of those that after they built it, they didn't need it, which is a good thing, I guess. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, and then you get to see some more content like this. If you've been here, have any questions or comments, ask me down below and I'll do my best to answer. I really like coming out here and seeing stuff like this, so if you enjoy things like this, kind of off the beaten path, then you're at the right spot. So until next time, from over here in Taipei, Taiwan, remember, life is a journey. Until next time, enjoy.